in today's time, it seems like a lot of people are getting into investing and then new entrepreneurs coming up to the market and try to get a gain at this pandemic. But I think that these youngsters should have done it when the economy was better and not so bad. It's not that easy to be an investor, remember, especially in what type of investment you're trying to do, because wholesalers are different than retailers, and stocks, things like that, and real estate, they're all different. Everybody uses a different kind of value in money and how much this product or item you're gonna buy, right? Because when you're a wholesaler, you buy wholesale prices, right? The wholesale prices are different between anything else. Like real estate never goes down. The real estate value is at the value that the person wants to sell it for, no matter the condition. And the buyer determines whether he wants to pay that value price that you put into it. Now, in wholesaling price is the price the seller wants to sell you within bulk, dozens, in quantity. He puts the value, but the value is much cheaper than buying within real estate. And wholesale value, you pay the minimum price for more items, but you got to buy the whole thing, whether you sell it or not. It's not the wholesaler's business. That's your job to sell the quantity that he sell you. So in wholesaler, you need minimum cash, but in real estate, it doesn't go like that. The real estate market, whether the market is down or up or bad, the real estate price may not go down. A person could be selling an abandoned property for over $300,000, and a ready to move in real estate property would cost around $500,000 with all the repairs. So that means you got to pay $500,000 and have money extra to fix whatever needs to be fixed. So the value of property will never go down. Doesn't matter what you think it's worth or what the seller think it's worth. Is between the person and the seller who's gonna value what to the property. If the seller wants to buy it at whatever price the seller put, that's his own option. He could buy a rundown property for $300,000, and he's probably gonna put another $1,000. Depends on the condition, his expertise, things like that. So it's up to the person what your skill base is at. Because I was running through the Facebook and I seen an advertisement. This guy put he has $300,000 cash to buy a property. He flips property. So I said $300,000 is a lot of money, and he wants to buy a property that needs to be repaired. So I said, let me see this guy. Let me put him on to this offer he put. So I sent him an offer. And I seen another guy that he said, somebody sent him a message, oh, give me a call. I think this guy has something else too. So he told him to give him a call. So I text him, I could do something like that. And I told him what I have, and I gave him the description. He told me, okay, send me the address. So I sent him partial address. And he said, no, I need the actual address so I could look it up on Google. So I gave him the address, but without any numbers. But he figured it out, and he did find the location in Google. He had the right location. And he said on his text, is this the property you talking about? And I said, yes. Because I didn't give him the exact address, but he looks like he's good in computers, and he did locate the actual property we were talking about. So I told him, yes, that's the property. So he told me, give me a description. So I said, yeah, it's got 3 floors. It's got like a studio on the bottom. First floor has the kitchen, living room, and 2 large rooms. And the second floor with the bathroom, plus the attic is pretty large. You know, you could turn that into whatever you want. So he told me, how much you looking for? And since he already had put a price, he said he had 300K. So I said, okay, he got 300K. Let me see what he's willing to work with. So I put, okay, let me have 280K. That's 280,000, right? So I said, because I know he's gonna bring it down. So as he bring it down, we could still negotiate and figure out a price between whatever we agree on. But he checked it out again. Listen, somebody bought that property at such a price. I said, yeah, somebody bought that property at such a price, but you don't get it at that price, right? The person that bought it on that price, he got it because he bought it at that price at that time. And nobody wants to sell the property for what they bought it for, right? They want to make a profit. So my idea is to make profit. All investors in real estate wants to make profit. There's no such thing that they're going to buy something and bring it down in price to cut their value. So I gave him my price, and he looked at the property again, and that's what he said that the price that I paid for was low for what I'm asking. I said, yeah, because this business is to make money. You know, it doesn't matter the value of what you think it is what the seller wants. So he said, no, I'm willing to offer you, and you're gonna not agree on the price. You're gonna be shocked what he said. You know, he had 300,000, right? That was what he was willing to offer, cause you negotiate. So I told him, no, I put 380K, right? He came out and said, you want 28,000 or 280,000? I said, what did you think? I said 280,000. He said, oh, that's impossible. Somebody bought the property for, what was the price that he put? 59K, right? Like that, and 5,900. Somebody bought the property for 5,900. Say, how could you sell it for so much? Say, how could I sell it for that? That's an investment. You should know real estate doesn't go under what the first person previous bought it for, right? Real estate is an investment, so you got to know what you're getting into. You know, properties cost money, and in the real estate business, you need money to make money. You need to spend at least in a property 300,000 and have 100,000, 200,000 extra to do all your repairs. So he thinks that he was getting a bad deal, but what he failed to understand that this business is different between any other business. Real estate doesn't deal with other business that you buy something for 10,000 and you could take a loss and sell it for 3,000. That doesn't the way what works in real estate. Real estate, what value is the land where you're gonna put the property at, right? Because if you don't want the house while standing on the ground, you could always tear it down and build something else, or you could sell it to someone or lease it or rent it. So I don't think he knew what really he was getting into or he wanted it to do. He just wanted to get a bargain out of a sale and then flip it and make more money. You know, these new investors think they know it all, things like that. No, that's not what you should have probably did some research. But I think he was just new and try to get into the game of real estate buying and flipping, but he doesn't know that it takes money in real estate. And real estate, a rundown, condemned property could cost you 300,000, and you have to probably recondition the whole house completely from start all the way up, from first floor and out. You know, that takes thousands of dollars. You got to be willing to spend money to make money in real estate. It's way different from wholesalers and things like that, that you buy something for $10 and you can sell it for $20.18, or you could undersell his item, you know, for his price, and he could get it for you for less. But in real estate, it doesn't go. Even if the property is run down people just not gonna give you for $1,000 or things like that. He wanted to pay 28,000 for 1,700 square feet lot. Imagine that. The lot alone, not even you can get a lot, I think, for 28,000. You know, for 1,700, yeah, square meters, square foot. You know, I don't know what this guy was. I think he thought he could, you know, get something. So I wished him luck. He wished me luck in selling something. And I wasn't really interested in selling the property, but as he was willing to pay that much, I was willing to, you know, depart from the property and let him have it and let him see what he can do. Remember, in real estate, you have to have a vision. You just can't come in there, or it costs too much, or need a lot of work. Every real estate, whether you see it or not, is gonna need work. Whether you buy $500,000, $300,000, you're always gonna need $100,000 more, whatever, to bring it up to standards, and depending how you want the house or how you want the property to look. So, you know, in my mind, I was just giggling, laughing. You know, I really wanted to tell him, but I didn't want to offend them, because, you know, new investors, you know, you got to encourage them to keep on going, but they have to learn. I think he should probably just ask somebody, or he probably should have a contractor that knows about the work. But 28,000, you want land and house, and then you want to pay 28,000, but then you bring it down. You know, you cut the price in half. You want to pay 7,500. You know, it's crazy. I don't know what these new investors, entrepreneurs, get their money calculation for betting on properties. You know, I don't think they have no ideas. The value of land is the most important, because you can do whatever you want in the land, you know, depending on the county you in. You know, you either could rent it, lease it, wait until somebody wants to probably build something there, you lease it to them, or you sell it for the full value, even if the house is not there or structure, they just want the land. You know, land is what brings income, what brings the money. Without land, you can't put nothing in it, right? Or else you have to rent. But if it's your land, you got options. You could rent it, you could lease it, or you can sell it. And you could have somebody build in the land and pay you the rent. Or you lease it for, you know, a substantial amount of years. So I wish them luck. You know, I don't discourage anybody for doing anything. I always encourage them to keep forward. But in this type of business, you know, you gotta have money. You can't look at it, oh, that's too expensive, it's gonna need work. He knows that, of course, everything needs work. When it comes to real estate, you're not gonna know what's wrong with the house until you actually buy it and live it. You can't see under the walls. You know, you can't see under the crawl space, under the wall, maybe a crawl space, you can probably go see through, whatever. It all depends. But your eyes cannot see through walls and bricks, how it's made, to see what's wrong with it. You know, once you get the house, you start noticing that you walk in and the floor starts squealing, or the floors are not level. And steps, I'll give you an example. Once I went to a house that they were selling, and I went to the house. The house they were nice, you know, nice paint, you know, the sidings and everything, you know, like they sugarcoat it, like they say, you know, they make it look good. But the inside of the bones was not good. The house was like sloped. The steps was slanted, you know, that wasn't level. That was easy fix. You could have leveled the floors. The floor was also slanted. It was not level. You know, that costs money to level a floor, because you don't know what you got to rip off, or you don't even know it's the joists are just hanging, or just, you know, attached to the floor itself, but it's hanging. That's why they squeal. So there's a lot of things. Then I went down to the basement of the property, and they had these stones, you know, rocks. These stone rocks on top of each other. It wasn't made out of cinder blocks. They were all together. They were on stone rocks, you know, with cement. So I was noticing that it was like wet and patchy, and I figured water's got to be leaking through this wall, because it's too moist and I see it sandy. So when I put my finger in it, my finger went right in between the stone rocks. I already knew that foundation to the house was bad, so I'm sure it was taking in water. So, and this guy, he was asking 300,000, even more than that, I think. The house was pretty, but it was not even worth it. I'm telling you, when you buy a house, you're gonna spend more money than what you actually pay, because now you're gonna find out little things that are bad in the house that you gotta fix. Mind that the steps were crooked, it wasn't that straight. I'm sure that they could have fixed that before he put it on the listing for sale. And the floors were not level. And the baddest thing was the foundation. I know it was leaking. They should have attended to that. And I'm sure they would have just coated and fixed it temporary. In the future, and in a few months, you would have a serious leak, and you would regret that you bought the house. That's why in real estate, you gotta have backup money, always ready. When things go wrong, you gotta have the money to fix it, or it's just gonna get worse on you. That's the only thing about that. Real estate, it's 50-50 chance that you make it or it breaks your pocket. That's the way it goes. But anyway, I don't try to discourage anybody to do any kind of business. You should go out there and try things, whether you make it a right decision or bad decision. Don't get discouraged. Keep on going. So for you that are into real estate, make sure when you're into real estate that you have money. Real estate is all about money. They don't care if the sellers send you a rundown house, a crooked house, or full of mold, missing one floor. That's your job to figure out the potential of the house. All these real estate houses are abandoned properties. They all have potential. Why do you think people still hold them? Because land has potential. No matter where it's at, land always has potential, and it always sells. That's why people hold on to these lands. So when these companies come and they figure out, oh, I think this property is good for us, they will buy it. No matter how much money you put, if they want it, they're going to probably negotiate, but most definitely, they're going to give you what you ask for, because they see the potential of the land, what they're going to build on, they're going to profit. So I don't think he was thinking about the profit. I said, listen, you're not thinking long term. You're thinking about the price, but you don't think about the price that you're paying and what you're going to make in the future. I tell them, for the price that you offering me, $28,000, I said I could get that just renting the rooms out. $28,000 is nothing. I don't see nowhere in the state that you could buy land and house for $28,000. In what condition? I say I could make that alone just renting the rooms of the property. But anyway, that was my experience with another investor and me. I said, I guess two investors cannot see eye to eye. Well, we wish each other luck and things like that, and I do wish him luck. I hope he could get that land or whatever property he's looking for $28,000, and he does. Contact me and let me know. I think that's a steal. I don't mind making another investment like that. But anyway, that's why you got to take advantage of prices. If you see a price, don't be scared to buy it. You got to be also, you got to think about what you're getting and what you're going to do with it. You just don't buy something, just leave it there and lose it. It's going to cost you more money. You got to be willing to know what you're going to do once you acquire any property. Anyway, with that, I'll let you go and you think about that.